Hi friends, Rotary in Mumbai, called as District 3141, is one of the amazing Rotary districts in the world, and it is the premier Rotary district in the world. Rotary Year 2021 is a vision year with District Governor Sunil Mehra at the helm of affairs. In this year, many new initiatives have been introduced to create a difference and make Rotary seen. In this year, we have started a novel concept called the WizBiz Talks, an initiative to support Rotarians to support Rotary. Friends, WizBiz Talks is a hot from oven initiative to create more bonding and proximity amongst Rotarians on personal, Rotary and professional fronts. In these interviews, we speak to visionary Rotarians who, by virtue of their selfless work towards the community, have reached important decisive positions, and their actions today will help Rotary to serve more and make a difference in the community. I am your host, Dr. Manish Motwani, a laparoscopic weight loss surgeon, that's a bariatric surgeon, and also the Chief Coordinator for Rotary District 3141 in the year 2021. Friends, our guest on WizBiz Talks today is a Rotarian who has been a name to reckon with in the entire District 3141. He has been one of the most experienced and respected Rotarians in the erstwhile District 3140 and the current District 3141. Yes, friends, he is none other than past District Governor Dr. Madhukar Bide from Rotary Club of Mumbai South. A Rotarian with more than 45 years of Rotary experience, was the District Governor in 94-95, a consulting pathologist for the last 55 years. Friends, he was a gold medalist in his MD pathology exam, runs a well-equipped, reputed pathology laboratory by the name Bide Laboratory Services in South Bombay, and is considered one of the best. It has grown into a referral laboratory and receives samples from over 200 laboratories all across Mumbai for testing, and you never know, even from across Maharashtra. Friends, in Rotary, he has led a GAC team to District 969, Australia in 1987. He was a member of RI Director Nominating Committee in 1998, District Representative on COL 1998, International Trainer at NM USA in February 2000, invited by Governor Attilo Bruno, District 2110, Sicily, Italy, to address his conference in May 2001. He was the RI Membership Zonal Coordinator 2001 to 2003. Friends, he's received innumerable awards, but to name a few, he received the TRF Citation for Meritorious Service and the Distinguished Service Award by Rotary Foundation. Friends, he is one of the recipients of the 4 Avenues of Citation, Service Citation. He has been the District Chief Advisor for 6 years with various governors. Friends, this speaks a lot about what all governors think about him, all Rotarians think about him. He has been the District Advisor Emeritus in 2008-9 and Governors Advisory Council since 2012. He and Lalita are major donor couple. Friends, in Vision Year, he assumes the important responsibility of advisor for Thrust Area Project Vision Mission. Friends, with this short introduction, I have the pleasure of presenting before you a Rotarian par excellence, a Rotarian with unchallenged Rotary knowledge, a Rotarian who has been the source of inspiration to many, a Rotarian who symbolizes confidence, trust and integrity. Yes, friends, one of our senior most past governors, Dr. Madhukar Bide. Sir, we welcome you to this talk show and thank you so much for your presence here and the blessings to this talk show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Manish. Now, I will not say that thank you for the kind introduction, because that is the usual way that the speakers go on saying, thank you for the kind introduction. Then they also say that don't believe any word and all that. But we all know that I have only given the introduction and you have correctly read, but your comments on the introduction were excellent. I do appreciate. Now you have added so many adjectives to me. I don't agree with that. But anyway, thank you so much, Manish. Thanks a lot. And in the Rotary introduction, some people, I remember incidents where a speaker had given 4-page introduction. The person who was introducing him was tired, he was breathless. And at the end of it, the person says, thank you so much for the kind introduction. I wish my wife was around. But then, we already knew that his wife only had taken out the 4 pages and given to the person. So, that is the usual joke people say. And we all know that the introduction is given by the speaker. So there is no question of kind introduction. The question is of the correct introduction. You have done it well. And your adjectives which I added are really superb, excellent. and I don't think I deserve them. Thank you, Manish. I think it's a new concept by you and District Governor Sunil. I must compliment you for that because it is for the first time somebody is ever remembering the past governors who have given their year and so many years of service to Rotary. So I must thank you and Sunil and the visionary president for this excellent idea. And I believe that you are going to interview all the senior members. So thank you so much. It's a novel idea and I do appreciate it. Thank
Sir.
you.
And it's an honor
Yeah.
to have you on this screen. Absolutely an honor for this. Sir, Rotary has been growing, and each one of you all have had your roles in making the foundations of Rotary in Mumbai very strong. You might have represented Rotary at the RI level at multiple occasions. But one of your most important roles has been to make the foundation of Rotary in Mumbai strong. And not just Mumbai, it was 3141 and 3142 combined, because you have been the governor for that district when both the districts were combined. So our sincere compliments to you, and thank you so much for whatever Rotary is today, because yes, it is, we can never forget the type of hard work that you all have. But sir, we know you from Rotary point of view. All of us have known you so much, and you have been a man of word, man of ethics, man of integrity always. And this is, sir, no adjectives. This is what is my personal feeling also about you, which I am telling you over here. We would all like to know something about, sir, you as a person, something about you on your personal front, your family front. Please, sir, something about you.
Yeah, I will in short tell you about my family. I was born and brought up in the upper middle class society. You know, it was a very good family. I was the only child, and my family, my parents were religious, but we never believed in the rituals of the religion. We believed in the philosophy of religion and to practice it in one's day-to-day life. With the result that I have attained a stage where today I don't hate anyone, I don't dislike anyone. There is no enemy. Even if somebody insults me, that insult doesn't reach me. I have developed into that stage where it doesn't reach me, boomerang back to that person. Because there are many instances where it has happened. Now, my parents have taught me two important things: the importance of education, so that one is well educated, and they have inculcated the values which are very useful in life. I think these two things are very important: education and values. I had a good school career. I was educated in Ilfiston College, did my inter science there, and there also I stood second. After that, there was a medical admission. I was invited both by KEM and JJ Hospital, but I preferred to go to JJ Hospital because my father said JJ Hospital will be a better institute and you will be a man there, not a bookworm in KEM Hospital. Uh, I was the first batch of new rules, you know. That time from our year onwards, the internship started. So I had done the internship at Palghar and Satpati area. I still remember those areas where we used to go out and do the health checkup and all that. In 1962, I did my MD from Grant Medical College, and as you mentioned, I stood first in the MD examination also. So this is about, in short, about my personal resume. Now,
Sir, it has been, whenever we go into medical field, the college which we always, the medical college which we always love to go is KEM. And though 100 people would like to go, only 3 get a chance. But, it's a very bold decision to go to JJ, because what even I have heard, though I am not from JJ, what we have heard is from JJ, you come out as a complete doctor. आप दुनियादारी भी सीख जाते हो, आप medical भी सीख जाते हो, and you know how to relate to people also. So you start valuing others more when you are from JJ. So JJ is supposed to be a complete institute, and that was a decision. That is something that we are learning now, and that was a decision that you took way back, so many years back. So compliments you for
I
that.
think so.
JJ has definitely played a role in what you are today, sir, because
Correct.
JJ is that kind of.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we still cherish the moments. I still go to Jaja Hospital, go to the canteen. Of course, unfortunately, nobody knows us now because people have totally changed. Now there are full-timers, but we have a regular get together of my friends. We are about 8 to 10 group of friends. We call it 57 JM sites, and we regularly meet now on the chat, but personally also we meet, and that's a great experience. And they are the great memories of the medical college. You know, so many memories are there.
And sir, when we go to a medical college, sometimes you might not be in touch with people whom you were in 11th and 12th. Sometimes you might not be in touch with people with whom you did your MSMD. But the MBBS fellows with whom you have done your MBBS are always, I don't know why, very close friends which remain close for all throughout your life. And that is something that I, after my 25 years of practice, I'm also noticing that my MBBS guys or MBBS friends were the ones whom I'm more closer to than the ones with whom I did my MS.
Yeah, that is very true. MBBS are closer, and the hostel life, because although I am a Bombay, I have used to stay in the hostel, and the hostel days were super. You know, my mother used to send me the tiffin, and the friends there, before I come, they used to finish off because, you know, they like the home food. And then you would keep a note saying that your tiffin was excellent. Now that happened so many times, but it was enjoyable. So she started sending more and more tiffin so that others would also enjoy.
And so that possibly even you could get some share of it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you know, my mother once, because if she sends laddus, everybody will eat. So she sent the laddus of methi. You know, methi is kadwa. But methi ka laddu also bhi khane wala patta mila. He also finished the methi ka laddu.
सर हॉस्टल लाइफ में दो चीजें होती है, एक तो जो फ्रेंड लाता है वो सबसे अच्छा लगता है, और दूसरा होता है जो फ्री में आता है वो और भी अच्छा लगता है.
Correct, correct.
So this is one thing about hostel life.
And you know, in the hostel, in the old hostel in JJ Hospital, it was known for parasites. We used to be parasites. We can enter somebody else's room and stay as much as we wanted. And in those times, parasites were staying in the old hostel and going and doing job elsewhere. You know, there was so much parasitism and nobody minded.
Yeah.
And it never happens anywhere else, only in JJ. Probably the JJ people must have gone abroad and started the parasitism also there.
Yes,
I'm very sure.
That's the reason they are reciprocating by giving it back.
No.
But sir, that has been a lovely institute, and
Correct.
has been one of the most renowned institutions. Despite KEM having toppers, this, that, it doesn't.
Correct. Correct.
If you want to be a complete doctor, yes, JJ is the organization where you need to go to.
You know why people started liking KEM first? Because in those days, there used to be a bond.
Okay.
You know, that after MBBS you will serve the government for 2 years. Now, there was no bond in the municipal hospitals for some years. So people started preferring
KEM.
KEM hospital. Of course, KEM is a much better institute, no doubt about it. But then that is the reason why people started preferring KEM and other municipal hospitals. But the trend continued. So, of course, KEM is a better institute. Even today, academically, they are better. But then JJ is a different institute altogether.
Sir, but you would agree to what I say that as with other fields, in medicine also, what you read and what you practice, there is a huge difference.
Correct.
What you read and practice. So yes, academicians are better there, but practitioners are better
Correct.
in
Yeah, we are more practical, we are more human, better human beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, now that we started with your career where you did your studies and academics, tell us something more about your profession right now, what you're following, because as much as I have heard, sir, I am a bariatric surgeon and I was the head of department of Jaslok for bariatric surgery for almost 10 years. Now, of course, I practice out of Khar Hinduja and Raija, and I have my own bariatric surgery center at Bolund. So I might not be in touch with you from professional point of view, but when I was at Jaslok, yes, we've heard a lot about your center. So tell us something about Vide Pathological Services right from the time of inception till date, and whatever research you're doing, because I believe that during this COVID times, you have had an extraordinary load. The work is 10 times more and it's difficult to cope up so many times. I have so many friends who are running pathology services, but your center has been a name to reckon with. It has always maintained its class and it is always a referral center. Friends, referral center means that there are 100 pathology labs, but when those pathology labs have some problems or issues or they want a second check, they do it at certain particular centers where they can get that advanced information or more experienced people reporting on those pathology. So friends, please don't understand that pathology services is कि सिर्फ आपने मशीन में डाल दिया, अच्छी मशीन ले ली, मशीन में डाल दिया और आपको
No,
report
no,
हो
it's
जाएगा.
not like that.
It is never like that,
No.
because we as surgeons depend a lot on pathologists for correlating our diagnosis. We depend a lot on them for our day-to-day patient care. And today with COVID times, it is we are so much dependent
More
on
important,
all
yeah.
investigation that a respective pathologist will give. So we have to change the way people see at pathology, because you are never coming in touch with the pathologist directly. It's the surgeon, it's the physician who come in touch with the pathology. For us, they are our source of information. They are the ones with whom we share our knowledge with each other and come to a diagnosis that yes, this patient should get this kind of a treatment because this is the severity. Sir, we know so much about Vidya Pathological Services, but we need to know something from your mouth, sir.
Yeah. Now after my MD, I was there as an honorary pathologist in St. George's Hospital and honorary professor in JJ Hospital for 15 years. I was teaching also. Then I worked in Bombay Hospital to get the know of the private practice, because I had decided to go in for private practice. And in 1962, I started my own laboratory. Now, as a pathologist, I have seen all the phases of a pathology laboratory. We used to do the things manually. I still remember when I used to charge a Newbar chamber and do a RBC count and a WBC count and hemoglobin by Sadie's method. Then I have done the sugars. I had done it myself and taught the technician. Cholesterol, there used to be 6 steps in doing the cholesterol. It was all manual. So I've seen the manual one. Then in around 1976, 80s, the automation came in. Now the automatic machines that time were by the Technicon company, but then they were not that good. And people of my age were opposing the automation. What they said was that in the cost of the machine, we can employ 10 technicians. But I never believed that, because, and later on, the instruments are much improved. Now, basically they have improved on the immunoassay. Now, immunoassay means that, you must have heard about the radio immunoassay for hormones. Now, that immunoassay is for all the parameters, biochemical and the clinical pathology parameters. And one of the beauty of the immunoassay machines, now we have got the latest ones, the Technicon, the Architect and others, which are being used in US also. And the beauty of the automatic machine is that it gives precision and accuracy. By precision, I mean that if you do the same test, say creatinine, 100 times, it will give almost the same value. Of course, there will be a difference. And by accuracy, mean we go near the real value as far as possible, and we should be more than 95% accurate. So the automatic machines are precise and accurate also. I still compare our manual methods, and the CV, coefficient of variation, in the manual method it will be 15 to 20%. That is, if I report creatinine as one manually, it will be 0.8 or 1.2. That, of course, if the creatinine is high, the difference will be much more. And with these machines, the CV, coefficient of variation, is less than 5%. So today we believe, and these are the two things which are bringing up the pathology with nobody's business. It is growing very fast. That is the immunoassays and the molecular pathology. By molecular pathology, I mean the PCR and other things. Now the common thing is the RT-PCR, which has been done for COVID. So now in our laboratory, my son has joined. He has also done his MD pad, and incidentally, he also stood first in the MD examination. My other two children, I have 3 children. My other 2 children, one is the MBBS, she is working as a nutritionist in Pune. And the third child, the daughter again, has done her MD microbiology and present she is a housewife. Now to tell you the truth, that all the 3 children were admitted on merit. I never gave any donation. They were in Mumbai. My son was in JJ. My daughter was in JJ and another daughter was in Mayer Hospital. Now, my son has developed amazing software for the laboratory. I will give you one example. If you have seen some of our reports, when the patient registers for the privilege card, he not only gets the reports automatically on email, but then the important parameters of last 5 visits are printed on the report. That is, if supposing the patient comes for creatinine, and if he has come to our lab, they keep on coming to our lab because people are coming for generations. Once they come to us, they don't change. Uh, the previous 5 readings will be there on the report because otherwise, the patient goes to the doctor with a bunch of reports and doctor has no time to go through. So this has become very important that you will get the creatinine values, how much was it 1 year before, 6 months before, 3 months before and now. So at one glance, the clinician is able to treat the patient well. Now this facility is given nowhere, no other laboratory to my knowledge is giving this facility. The previous reports of 5 visits are automatically printed. And he has developed a software that it is connected with your mobile number. So when the patient registers, we ask the mobile number. So if it is Dr. MG Bide, I give my mobile number and mobile number is unique. So, all my reports of the previous visits will be printed. I'm sure you must have seen, but then people are amazed that patients are very happy so that they don't have to do anything else. So, and about the referral lab, with the automatic machines, not that people don't know how. Now, one thing is that the machines are very costly. It costs about 60 to 70 lakhs of rupees, but we get them on hire purchase. And we have got about 15 to 20 such machines in our laboratory. And the other laboratories send us the samples, not because they can't do it, but then the kit has a expiry. Now, say for example, the thyroid kit, it has an expiry of 2 to 3 months. And if the laboratory is unable to finish the kit in 2 to 3 months, that kit will not work. The machine will not just take up after the expiry date because that machine reads the expiry date also. Otherwise, the Indian will keep on using the machine till the expiry or till the kit is over, irrespective of the expiry. But the machines are such developed that after the expiry date, it will not take the kit. And that is the main reason why we get the references, about the rare things and all that. And we are doing innumerable number of tests. Of course, laboratories like Metropolis and Thyrocare are doing much more, but then we can be compared with those laboratories also. So with the automation, we are more accurate and people, once our patients come to us, they keep on coming to us only and they believe and they're very happy. So that's about the profession.
Sir, one thing that I would like to pick out of this is, friends, I as a doctor have been noticing exactly what Dr. Bide has just said, that when we get patients, they come with loads of reports. And I am a pediatric surgeon. I don't need so many reports because once we operate a patient, then the reports start becoming better and better. For example, diabetes goes away, blood pressure goes away, creatinine starts becoming better. I don't require, but the type of technology that doctor has just said, that with your mobile number, which is a unique identification, all your reports that will come in will be logged into that mobile number. And if your general practitioner or your surgeon or your consultant physician can see it at a glance that yes, this patient was there and I started this treatment and this is the response, this treatment and this is the response. If you can see it at a glance, it will be helpful for patient care also.
It will be great help.
It is not just for the ease of doing a treatment, it is also helpful that the doctor will come to know that when I started this one medicine, this was the result that came, and then this and this. So he can just compare it on a page. So brilliant. This is absolutely.
It is very useful in diabetic patients,
Absolutely.
in the chronic renal failure and all that. And the consultants these days don't have the value of going through the sheets of paper because otherwise, people tend to give a file to the consultant and he has no time to go through and he may not realize. So all the important parameters are help and it is of great help to the patients as well as to the doctors.
Absolutely.
And as again to repeat, We are the only laboratory doing that. No one else is doing it because they don't have the. And it's because of my son, I'm proud of him, that he has developed the software himself. And he being a pathologist, he could develop a better software.
So,
Because normally the software people are non-medical and the pathologists do not know anything about the software.
I,
They're very ignorant. So
I,
this combination has helped us a lot.
so what's his good name? Your son?
Milind Bede.
Milan. Sir, so,
Milind.
sir, our sincere compliments to him because this step is also a very big step towards patient care, and it is not just about the reputation of Bide Pathological Laboratories, which is the reason why people are coming. It is the experience behind it. It is the expertise, and now this innovation. All these things combined lead to the strongest of foundation of Bide Pathological Laboratories.
And
Like,
to add further, Manish, Milind's son is doing his MD Path in DY Patil. So he will clear in May. So we will have 3 generations. And I'll share the photograph in the
Sir,
Rotary one.
please. Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if you could share me a photograph of all the 3 together.
Yeah.
I would like to put those photographs in this video interview of yours also, sir. If you can.
Yeah, but that will be in May. That will be in May 2021.
Sir, no
Still
problem.
time.
But sincere compliments, and this is like taking over the reins of what has been said by you as a strong foundation and growth. One son has come up with something innovative, and you really don't know what the youngest will come up with something more innovative because this is the young generation, sir, and this is what we need.
Absolutely.
Sir, sincere compliments to you for all the hard work and all the smart work that you all have done to bring pathology to this level. So now that we have come up to pathology, one of the most basic things of Rotary is how do you serve Rotary through your vocation?
Correct.
So this is very important part, and people like you have been trendsetters. People like you have been leading with example. So tell us something how you have served Rotary through your vocation.
Yeah. Now, Manish, I believe that Rotary is not a charitable organization. We are not there for charity. It's a vocational organization. And if you see the second part of the objective of Rotary, we have to maintain the high ethical standards in business, profession, and personal life. So I think that is of extreme importance that we must maintain the high ethical standards. When I report, it's more important for the pathologist because I'm histopathology reports, of course. No, I used to do histopathology when I started. But then when specialized histopathologists came in, I thought that better they report so that in the interest of the patient, the report may be more accurate. And then we start doing the histopathology. We don't do it because there are people who are trained in histopath. You as a surgeon would know. And therefore, I don't think it is right for me to venture in that field, although we can because we have a training. Now, as far as the clinical pathology is concerned, because we are mainly in the clinical pathology, now, people have to have a blind faith. Whenever I give a printed report, people have to believe it, and the clinicians also have to believe it. And therefore, it is our responsibility to give the as accurate report as possible. There should be no mistake because before surgery, if the doctor wants to know whether patient is diabetic or not, what is his hemoglobin level and all that. And if we do any mistakes in that, I think the patient will suffer. Because of this blind faith, we have to be doubly sure about the reports which are maintaining. If supposing the report is not proper or the sample is not proper, we go back to the patient and tell him or her that we could not do it properly, so let me collect it again and do it. And people do appreciate because we do it till we can give the near real value of the things as possible. Now, we certainly do some free work and charitable work, but that is not the aim. Our aim is to give the correct reports. Now, I will give the simple example, patient suffering from fever. Now, the doctor wants to know whether he has malaria or not. And with our technology, and with the technology of the thick smear, I can say that we can almost accurately diagnose that patient has malaria or patient doesn't have malaria. You know, these are the things which are required. Uh, these are simple things. It's not anything special or any research and all that. But then day-to-day needs of the patients are met with. And therefore we believe in doing our work properly. And I think, as Paul Harris used to say, that I am the connecting link between Rotary and my patients and my friends. Patients, my friends, my relatives will judge Rotary by my actions. They will look at me and decide what Rotary is. If I'm bad, if I'm unethical, if I cheat people, people will think that Rotary consists of the unethical people. And therefore, I think we must keep the Rotary's flag high by our own actions. And I still always remember Paulus is saying that I am the connecting link between my contacts and Rotary. So we have to maintain the high ethical standards. Now, another thing, we treat all patients equally. You know, supposing a big shot comes, or his driver comes, or the servant comes, we give the same type of treatment to everyone. There is no difference. There is no differentiation. There is no special treatment for ABC or XYZ. The treatment which we give as a professional is same to everyone. We are nice to everyone, we are courteous to everyone, and we give the same type of accuracy to everyone, whether it's a servant or the Malik or a big shop. You know, that doesn't come in the way as far as our professional work is concerned. And I think we have been maintaining that. People are very happy. Now, I always believe that, you know, we always wear a Rotary pin so that you are identified as a Rotarian. But I believe it's my dream that people should start identifying you without a Rotary pin. They should say that so and so is so ethical and honest, he must be a Rotarian. I think that day will not be far away. And I think if we all practice that, I think Rotary will be looked at with great respect.
Friends, these are some very important telling words. And sir, I'll tell you, one person who is maximum benefited by taking these interviews is me. I get to hear your point of view and such experienced people saying so many things. So till now in all the interviews where I have taken, and if I have asked people that how would you like to serve Rotary through your vocation, everyone has said that if I'm making certain things, I will donate it to Rotary, I will do this. But what you have said is something very, very important. You are a connect. You are a connect between your patients and Rotary. The best thing that you can do with your vocation is that the people start trusting Rotary more. People start understanding that Rotary is an ethical organization. And if you can do this through your vocation, I think so it is better than any other thing, because the four-way test which we should always follow. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Correct.
I think so we can bring this point in every action that we do. So this itself is going to be one of the best things that we can do to Rotary through our vocation. Sir, I have never heard such an answer from even a single person whom I am asked. And sir, I am truly blessed to be taking this interview, because I am the one who's benefited the most. I am learning from you what I should be doing in my future and how I should be taking care of Rotary and Rotary's name through my vocation. Sir, brilliant, sir. This is just phenomenal.
I'll always tell the Rotarians when I talk to them or when I lecture to them that every one of us is doing the service to the community. You know, you may be doing the community service, you may be doing something, you may be doing charity, but then you don't do it day in and day out. But as a professional maintaining the high ethical standards, I am serving my community every day till I work. That is most important. So every one of us does the service. It's not necessary to have any other service. It's not necessary to have the donation. Of course, donation is important, no doubt about that. But we all serve the community. We all do the project of service every day through our proper service. I think that is applicable to any profession. You may be a peon in the office, or you may be the boss and all that. But then if we do it honestly and ethically, I think we're doing the service every day to the community. That's most important.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. And this is all what experience is teaching me. Sir, now that we have entered into the Rotary through our talk, sir, Rotary membership is very important. And during the COVID times, when we did projects worth more than 80 crores or so during the COVID times, we still felt that we were lacking something. We wanted more hands, we wanted more brains, we wanted more people to be there with us so that we could have served the community still in a better manner. So membership is very important in Rotary, and everyone has got their viewpoints. Some people feel adding more members to a club is important. Some people feel adding more clubs is important because at one time you can get 50, 80, 100 members. I am personally of an opinion that retention is extremely important. If you are able to retain your members, they are your brand ambassadors. तो न्यू मेंबर्स तो खुद ब खुद आएंगे अगर आपके जो ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स है वो आपके पास रिटेन्ड है. दिस इज माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, सर. आई डोंट नो वेदर आई वुड बी राइट और रॉन्ग. अगेन, थ्रू योर एक्सपीरियंस वुड बी एबल टू टेल अस मोर. But I am personally of the opinion, though membership growth is important, membership number of new clubs are important. So, for example, now in this year itself, in Vision Year, Sunil has given me a very important responsibility of the chief coordinator for entire district. I've already formed one Rotary club in Mulund. I'm making one Rotary club in South Bombay. I'm making one more in Bangalore.
Great.
This is my responsibility, sir. Sunil is interested. I have to do it, but I am not doing it the fast way that in 2 weeks I have made a club. It has taken me 1.5 to 2 months to have multiple meetings and form clubs, so that when the person is coming as a Rotarian, he should be an informed Rotarian. But then too, my opinion is membership retention is more important than a growth in this matter. Sir, your views on membership, whether growth of clubs, growth of members, or retention in serial wise, what do you feel? All are important, but what do you feel?
Yeah, now Rotary is like a pyramid. The members are at the base of the pyramid and the RI people are at the top. So if the base is not strong, it will collapse. And therefore the membership is most important. More hands to work, more projects, more Rotary, and all that can be done. And there should be increase in the membership as increase in the clubs. Now increase in the clubs should not be just for the sake of it. We should open the clubs in a territory in the area where there is no Rotary. So Rotary reaches the people where there is no Rotary club. Now there is no point in adding in a locality where there are already 10 clubs and you are adding 2 more. You rather go to a locality where there is no Rotary, so that Rotary is introduced to those people. Now, as far as the membership growth is concerned, I have seen a very real unfortunate trend these days. I know many clubs where the president brings in 20, 30 members. On the day of the installation, they are all installed, or within a matter of few weeks or days, they are installed, and they all live with the president. Now, that's what happens. Now, as you rightly said, the retention is extremely important. You have to retain the members, and for the retention, you have to give the proper Rotary information to members. Now, I have seen there has been a shortcut. Now, people just bring in members, and without following any steps, they would induct them as the Rotarians. Now, amongst the steps of membership, the Rotary information is most important. Now, you have to give Rotary information. Supposing when you join Rotary, and if you are extremely busy, and if you are unable to attend the meetings regularly, you would rather say that I will join Rotary when I am able to give time to Rotary. So amongst the qualifications which we look for, qualifications are there in the manual of procedure. But then I always add one more qualification, that is the Rotarian should be informed Rotarian, and he should be willing to give time to Rotary. The fellowship in Rotary meetings is extremely important, and without fellowship, we cannot develop the projects. Fellowship is friendship. It is just not whining and dining. Now, when we know each other well, I will have confidence. Now, when you as a member of my club, I know Manish is an extremely nice person, and I can believe in him, and we can do a project together. So that is important, and therefore we must increase the membership with the informed Rotarians. Now, unfortunately, the membership world over is around 1.2 million for last so many years. It is increasing in India, while it is going down in USA, Japan, and other countries. Now, one of the reasons is that there is no benefit from Rotary. Now, that is a new concept which I wanted to share. I have shared already with people. Now, when we ask people to join Rotary, we ask them to sacrifice their time. We ask them to take part in the service projects. But the service and sacrifice is not enough to attract people to Rotary. People look at it from some benefit. Now we should give some benefit to the Rotarians who join the Rotary. Now actually, when the Paul Harris started the Rotary movement, there was a very keen competition. If you go through the biography of Paul Harris, very few people must have done it. I have done it. I printed that in my directory also. There was a keen competition, tough competition amongst people. There was no ethics at all at that time in Chicago. They used to have cutthroat practice everywhere. And therefore, Paul decided to invite people, and that is the basis of classification. That the professional colleagues were enemies, and therefore we will have one surgeon, one physician, one businessman, and all that. So that is the idea about the classification principle. And he got people together so that we could believe in that person. Now today also it happens the same way. Supposing your club members wants a surgeon or want a physician, they will rather go to Manish rather than going to someone else. Isn't it a fact? So it helps to increase the business. So we should think of giving some benefit to a young professional or a business person so that he or she can join the Rotary. Sacrifice and service is not enough to attract people. They may come for some time, but they may leave. So I think we have to think of this before having members. But certainly the members have to be informed. They have to be informed Rotarians, and we should call them for a few meetings before they join so that they know the crowd. They can decide, no, this crowd is not of my choice, so I will rather not join this club, maybe I will join some other club. So the steps of Rotarians is very important. There should be no shortcuts. If there is shortcut, there is no retention. Members leave within a few months or a few years. And another thing is, you rightly mentioned about the retention. There should be an exit interview of the Rotarians who leave. There are about 20% Rotarians who leave Rotary for reasons which are cannot be corrected. They have to leave Rotary. But then 70 to 80% leave Rotary because it can be corrected, and then the exit interview of a living Rotarian is of extremely important so that we can correct it and we can re-invite him back to Rotary. So membership is important, but then provided we take care of all these things.
Absolutely, sir. And again, something very important that has come out of this conversation on membership is that the Rotarians should be invited, Rotarians should be they should be informed properly, and the Rotarians should be involved. If they are involved, then they will stay for a longer time. And yes, if at all someone has to leave because of relocation or any other purpose, yes, it is acceptable. But then we should also go out of the way to ensure that if the Rotarian is leaving, we get him because of relocation, we should get him introduced to a Rotary club in that area, and we should take those extra steps.
Absolutely.
So that if at all he gets relocated to Mumbai again, he comes to us and says that yes, you gave us a lovely experience there. At the same time, friends, it is also very important that the exit interview, as said by Dr. Madhukar Bide, it's very important. And Indumati Gopinathan, Dr. Indumati, who's a brilliant pathologist herself, sir.
Absolutely.
And she's doing a lovely work on membership. This year, she has started this concept again, though it would be there, but she's taking it more strongly about the exit interviews. So we have, despite COVID, despite economic fall down, we have been able to have a very good retention this year. And because of certain innovative ideas, I just hope and pray that in membership, we make Rotary more stronger with more hands. It is not the question of just numbers that we want to have 2,000 people more or 20 clubs more. That is not the concept. The concept is that we want not just Rotary members, we want more involved Rotarians. And these steps will definitely help you.
Absolutely.
COVID has come to us as a bad thing that we've not been able to go out, but COVID has also helped us in a manner that now many people are able to attend many programs, events, seminars, because it is online, sitting in the comfort of their houses. You never know, in future this might also become the trend. Possibly 50% programs might be offline, 50 might be online, even 70% might be online. Only for important things where we need to meet, we might go. This will save a lot of money, and probably all this money can also be used for various other worthy events.
And it's so difficult for people to travel.
Yes,
Even in South Mumbai, from here to Fort and all that, it takes a lot of time because of traffic.
absolutely.
And therefore, we may continue with the virtual meetings, and there can be occasional physical meetings even if the things improve. But I don't think it is going to happen for one more year.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And
2021 will be gone.
I think so, sir. And you are also involved. I have also handed over my hospital as a COVID hospital. I am seeing that on an average, we regret at least 15 to 20 patients a day, sir, where they need ICU, and we are not able to help them. But you can't do anything because the number of beds are fixed and the number of ventilators are fixed. We can't keep increasing this, and we don't have a space also, sir, for that. So, sir, truly said, yes, membership is very important. Membership retention, member involvement, and making good members out of good Rotarians out of members is extremely, extremely important. So, I hope that all the presidents who are listening to this and all the senior members who are listening to this interview would also understand that involvement of members, retention of members is extremely important. And all the senior members now, you have a responsibility on your shoulders. That be a mentor for one of the new Rotarians in your club. Be a mentor for all those who are not very active. Get them involved. At the same time, one more telling point from Dr. Madhukar Bide was, and that is also the basis of the WISBIS talks, sir. That is also the basis of WISBIS talks. Allow professional networkism in the clubs. Allow people. Sir, if you had heard the initial part when I was introducing the WISBIS talks, this WISBIS talks is to create more friendship and bondings amongst Rotarians on personal, Rotary and professional front. We want Rotarians to deal with each other professionally. Sir, today I'll just give you a small example, though you would have many more examples. That suppose I have got 100 vendors in my hospital. Mine is a 50-bedded hospital. It's not a very big one. It's a small one. But if I have got 100 vendors in my hospital, sir, I can proudly say that 90 out of 100 are Rotarians, where because I can trust them blindly, those responsibilities and those associations have been with Rotarians.
Absolutely.
So, sir, this is just a matter of time that yes, Rotary should become a closely knit, bonded group where you work with each other, you enjoy with each other, and you do professional work also with each other. If that happens, sir, this is going to flourish, and this is what is my dream, your dream, our dream, and DDC's dream also.
Yeah, absolutely. Manish, I think you are doing great work. And what about Indu Bhatia? I know her. She is a junior colleague of mine, but she is exceptionally brilliant, not as a pathologist, but as a membership development in Rotary also.
Absolutely. Sir, now coming to one of the most important topics for the day, sir, because all this has been equally important. Sir, is Rotary Foundation. You know that the ones who have tasted what is a global grant will always know what Rotary Foundation does. The one who has been a past governor knows what Rotary Foundation does. It has been sometimes difficult to let every member know that yes, Rotary Foundation is the heart of Rotary. It is the place through which the entire working of Rotary can happen, because that funds Rotary for small and big projects, for worthwhile projects, for sustainable projects, and projects which can really make a difference in the lives of many. Sir, we are here also that people should utilize Rotary Foundation funds properly, which Rotary does in the most ethical and transparent method. But we also want to replenish the funds of the foundation, which is, we want people to go give with whole heart to the annual fund of the Rotary Foundation. Correct. That is what matters. So
that is going down there year after year.
Year after year. So we want you to speak something, because you are yourself a person who leads with example. You are a major donor yourself. Your wife is a Paul-Harris fellow, and you all have contributed yourself. So you've led with example. Sir, we want you to tell us something about how to increase the foundation giving. And is foundation giving important? Is it that every Rotarian should take it as a responsibility to give something? Because sir, today only 30% of Rotarians give to the foundation. Every Rotarian sir contributes, and I respect every Rotarian for that. Someone gives time, experience, expertise, or they give to your for your club projects. But if you look at a longer perspective or a long-term perspective of having sustainable projects through for which Rotary Foundation has that specific criteria, uh, I feel giving to Rotary Foundation does matter. Sir, your view and take on this.
Yeah. Now, there is no doubt that we must contribute to Rotary Foundation and especially the annual programs. As a governor, uh, way back in 94, 95, I have floated two new things in the Rotary. One is what the matching. Matching was a new thing people didn't understand. So when I wrote to the RI office, the RI officer, she was a lady, she said that you're the only one who knows well about matching, people don't understand it. So I started matching, and with matching we could get more and more contributions to Rotary. Now, I also floated the idea of the major donor. Now, we had for the first time as many as 15 major donors in our district. Now, there was no concept of the AKS and all that. And with that, our collections were comparatively meager as compared with today's. In my year, I collected 3,54,000 US dollars, which was the highest ever in our district and probably in India also. That was a small amount, but then we could motivate people. Now, I think in motivating people, what is important is that every single Rotarian should donate. It's a simple mathematics. If every one of us donates $100 every year religiously, we have more than 5,000 Rotarians, it will easily be $500,000, some Manish?
Yes.
5,000 into 100, yeah. $500,000 easily without any effort. But then that does not happen. Only a few Rotarians give money, others don't give the money to the Rotary. And what is important is that we must ask. Without asking, people may not give. There is no harm in asking people. You should not feel shy about it because you are not going to ask for your personal loan. You are going to ask for Rotary. I'll give one example. One Mr. Harshad Mehta, who became the AKS member later, was my find in my year. Harshad Bhai, I met Harshad Bhai and requested him to be a major donor, which he readily agreed with a drop of hat, he agreed to be a major donor. And later on he said, Madhukar Bhai, if you had asked me for $50,000, I would have given $50,000 also. So the shortcoming was on my side. I didn't ask him to give more. So asking people to give to Rotary will be of help. At the same time, we should also talk about Rotary to other people, and the CSR and all should be promoted so that we can collect more and more funds for Rotary. I think without CSR we cannot get, without the involvement of the companies. Of course, unfortunately, the companies are not doing so well. So because of COVID, the foundation is taking a back seat. People will rather give to COVID and not foundation, but they should be told that you give to both. Every one of us does charity in a personal level, but then we should also give to foundation. And we must ask everyone. Without asking, people will not give. And therefore, I think if we do that, we will be able to increase the funds for Rotary Foundation.
True, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have noted down a few points which you just said, and I would like to just reciprocate to that. Sir, you brought Harshad Mehta to put into the habit of giving to Rotary Foundation, though you would have asked him to become a major donor. But today, that is the reason he and his entire family have been contributing so much to Rotary Foundation that all Arts Club Society members. So second, you said that in 94-95, sir, you gave 3 lakhs, you organized for $3,84,000. That is
354.
354. But that 354 is not a small amount, sir, because that 354 is equivalent to $6 million today, which I don't think so any governor has still yet collected. Sir, you said that you should always ask. Sir, now I'll just try to tell you something that in the year 2018, I was the chief coordinator for Arts Club Society. So DG, then DG Shashi Sharma, met me almost 10 times to convince me that no, I should become a chief coordinator for Arts Club Society. For me, sir, I'm at that stage of Rotary where I thought कि नहीं ये तो शशि जी आप मेरा Rotary का career खराब कर रहे हैं. मतलब truly speaking, sir, you think from my point of view.
Correct.
I told him, sir, आप तो मेरा Rotary का career खराब कर रहे हैं. So bole, Manish, you trust me, this is going to be a game changer. You trust me. And
Correct.
that was the person, his vision, sir. He kept me specifically for Arts Club Society. In that year, sir, we made 18 Arts Club Society members.
That's great.
And sir, the only philosophy that I applied that year was, the only philosophy that we applied that year was, if you don't ASK, you don't AKS.
Correct.
Sir, we started asking. So it was only ask the right person at the right time with the right motion to right connect and right contact. And sir, I would also like to speak about one person who really made a difference in this that year, DG and Sandeep Agarwal, sir, through
Okay.
Bombay Club.
Oh,
What Neerav Shah did 3 years back during Gopal Mandania's time,
correct.
Sandeep Agarwala, he did a tremendous job, I think so, of making only 8 Arts Club members only from one club of Rotary
I
Club.
know.
Sir, it
That
was
was great. Absolutely great.
phenomenal, and I respect him so much for what he has done that year. He was responsible for the foundation. I was responsible for Arts Club Society. Finally, we did a joint work, and the type of work he has done, it is unmatchable. And with this, we can just understand what will be happening in 2022-23. That person called Sandeep Agarwala will not fall back. He will at least make 30 Arts Club Societies 1 year because he knows the value of it.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
So, sir, what you rightly said, what you did in 1994-95, if you don't ASK, if you don't ask, you don't get AKS, and AKS is the one which is driving everything now. Sir, but we have come up with another concept called as the giver's gain, which again is a brainchild of Sunil Mehra, which I am driving in the entire district. Sir, till now, I would have given a talk in almost 68 clubs on giver's gain, where in giver's gain, sir, we are telling people to give their waste. And through their waste, we want everyone come into a habit of giving to the foundation. That
Correct.
will increase their foundation credit, not sir in terms of points, but in terms of actual giving.
Correct.
In terms of actual giving, sir, I'll just give you a small example on what we've done. So I met a friend of mine, and I convinced him for almost 45 minutes that you have to give to the, you have to give your waste, you have to give your waste. Sir, he's a non-Rotarian. He's a non-Rotarian, and I spent 45 minutes, sir, with him. And after 45 minutes, he agreed to give his waste to Rotary Foundation, to a vendor for Rotary Foundation. So he calls me after he has donated, and he tells me, Doc, I trust you so much blindly. If you would have told me to donate 2 lakhs to Rotary Foundation, I would have directly done it without doing anything. No, he said, if you would have told me to give 51,000 to Rotary Foundation, I wouldn't have winced one. I wouldn't have
Correct.
पलक झपकाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती थी, मैं आपके नाम पे दे देता था. तो आपने अपना 45 मिनट्स क्यों स्पेंड किया? मैं बोला, मेरे भाई, आई एम अ रोटेरियन, आई एम अ सिंधी, and I am a very sensible person.
Correct.
And this is a combination, and I'll tell you now what I have done.
That's a great combination.
Yes, sir, absolutely, sir, and I am very proud of this.
Correct.
Because everyone is a thinker, and Sindhis are also thinkers. So I told him that I have planned something, and sir, I'll just tell you, in my entire Rotary journey, everything has been planned by hard work as well as smart work. I don't slog like a donkey and keep doing things. I do smart work, sir, and I believe in delegating things. So what I told him was, and this was a perfect example of delegations. I told him, mere bhai, you stay in a very big society. You have contributed 300 rupees, right? After giving 65 kgs, you have contributed only 300 rupees. Bolta, yes. I know, how many flats on your floor? He said 4. I will write into 4. I said, how many floors in your building? He said 30. I will write into 30. I said, how many high rises in your society? He says 8. I said, write into 8. Tell me what is the total, I told him. He said 2,88,000. Well, forget, 30% people are not going to give you. Minus 30%. He said, it comes to 2,01,000. I will 2,01,000 is my expectation from you, sir. From that building, we collected 2,05,000.
Oh,
Now that is, sir, a non-Rotarian. Money going to annual fund. Now 2,05,000 coming from one building from a non-Rotarian. Sir, we are 5,800 Rotarians. We are 10,000 Rotractors. We have 15,000 Interactors. Sir, we might have inhibitions when speaking to people. Rotractors and Interactors don't have any inhibitions. Sir, I have one friend of mine who will do anything for me. I have one relative of mine who will do anything for me. 5,800 into two people like this. How much does it come to, sir? 11,600 people
Correct.
plus Rotaractors with interactors. Sir, this can lead to a unimaginable annual fund contribution. And sir, just to tell you, yesterday we have had our 500th pickup for the Givers Gain.
Oh,
I am telling you, sir, just trust us, trust me, the way we have been driving this, and I'm very happy that DG Sunil has given me the opportunity to do this, something which I like, because this is something which I had done almost in 2007-8 with EuroKids, with every small child contributing something to the foundation. We collected in lakhs that time. I requested him and he has given me this opportunity. I am not going to disappoint him. Sir, we want that annual fund contribution this year should be unimaginable. I don't want to say the numbers.
Correct.
But sir, with a person like your experience, you can understand what am I looking at.
correct.
And I'm sure this is going to drive the entire district in such a manner, because KR Ravindran is also who's the incoming foundation chair. He's looking at it very, very, very closely, and we want to prove it to him so that this can become the project of the entire year. We want that Sunil Mehra should lead it in the entire Rotary India. And it is not a far-fetched dream, sir. If I can do it in district, then a person of his caliber can do it for the entire country, sir.
I compliment you for your efforts, Manish. I'm sure you will do well.
Yes, sir.
And it will be fruitful.
Yes, sir. We just hope for the best. But one more important thing that you said, sir, is the CSR. And you would agree that the CSR seminar organized last month by DG Sunil, where we got 100 projects and we got 400 corporates coming on the same platform. And though projects are going to be on that platform for 6 more months, sir. These two coming together, we are just trying to act like facilitators, where we want to help clubs
Absolutely.
get money from the corporates and do major projects.
Absolutely.
So, sir, we are just following what you would want us to do, and we just hope and pray that your blessings are there with us.
My best wishes are always there,
Thank you.
whatever I can do for you. And I must compliment you. I have observed you for last so many years. You're doing a fantastic work with each governor. So
Thank
my
you.
compliments to you, Manish, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, first of all, now, thank you so much for the privilege given to have this interview. It has been a lovely experience with you on the Vizbiz Talks. We would take the liberty of posting these videos to all Rotary clubs, all presidents, all Rotarians, all social media pages of District 314. So, your interview is going to be viewed by our Rotarians and non-Rotarians alike. I'm sure with this interview, sir, there will be so many Rotarians who are sitting on the fence and not jumping in the main pool. Will start becoming more Rotarians, will start working more actively. I'm sure, sir, with this interview, there will be so many non-Rotarians who are watching Rotary very closely, would like to get associated with Rotary for doing service projects or even becoming members of Rotary, sir.
Absolutely.
Sir, you are a strong supporter of Rotary Foundation and work done by Rotary. Please pass on the message of Rotary Foundation to your industry connection.
Correct.
With this, we will be able to support Rotary more, to support mankind, sir. Thank you so much for this
Thank you.
interview today. And I would really want your blessings so that we can take all this work ahead to the highest
you.
possible levels.
Thank you. My good wishes and blessings are always there. Manish, you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for the interview. This is for the first time that it has happened.
Sir, it has been a pleasure and privilege for me.
Yeah.
And I hope all other governors would also give me those blessings, because this is what we want in
Correct.
2021 and the years further for Rotary, the most successful years to come.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.